I'm here to talk about the I-345 project because I initially talked about it in late 2022 when I first did a video about it when it was still in its study phase. Now they're actually starting to work on it. Not work on it, but they've got the plans out and when they're going to do it. This is kind of where I-345 is. If you go over here, it kind of forms it kind of borders where it kind of shows where downtown Dallas is because you cross because it's kind of saying that you cross I-345 and suddenly you're in like what, East Dallas, South Dallas. But if you go west, you're in downtown. So it's a very important freeway to Dallas, and it's a spur out of I-45 and also where US-75 ends and begins, as you clearly see here. But down here, it's I-45, hence the name of the spur being I-345. The problem with I-345 is that it's elevated. As you can see here, it's elevated like this, and it kind of goes through a lot of that kind of causes problems for people because you know how when some of these freeways are initially built just like I-30 to cause problems, and that's what they try to address, like reconnect the street grid, stuff like that. Because like you see here, these are the plans. They're gonna kind of bury it, because bury it kind of like how they did with freeways like US-75, I-30 in Arlington, Texas, and stuff like that. As you can see, this is a recommended alternative. I talked about this in the previous video because they were showing multiple options like the no build, the build. This is kind of how it's gonna look like because the like two streets will be intersecting over I-345 because when they currently go over it, I'll zoom in a bit because all these streets intersect. Stuff like over here, you see, or over here, you see them go over, and then you see stuff like you see that's kind of how what it's supposed to be looking in the future, something like this, because I guess this is something they're starting to do because they're doing the same with I-30, because I-30 soon is also gonna be somewhat gonna have to dig deep. And my opinion on this project is that it's very good, somewhat necessary, because some of these things were affected. They could build parks over this. This can kind of help traffic improve a bit. I know I-345 won't have frontage roads or anything, but sometimes that's kind of needed so the street grid stays the same. Because you see how it is? I don't think you can fit a frontage road through there without major controversy. I'm gonna go somewhere else real quick. I need to see the timeline for this project because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to happen like the next 5 years. And capping opportunities. No, but I think this project is supposed to kind of like reset the whole thing. It's supposed to like kind of reset downtown Dallas. It says discontinuous stretch road will be constructed along the highway between Bryant Street and Hall Street to I-30. It's interesting because I-30 is also part of this. Let me go to plan. Feasibility study goals. That's the one I talked about previously. But currently we're talking about how they've actually gotten it. They've gotten stuff done. Okay, let's go here. As you clearly see, they're trying to make downtown Dallas more and more walkable because sometimes these freeways cause a challenge in the walkability of places. and it's not necessarily a good thing. No, but as you can clearly see, this project starts somewhere along I-45, north of SM right highway, like Latimer Expressway, whatever you want to call it. Then it extends up north to spur 366, where US-75 thus begins. Because lots of changes are going to be happening. Clearly see, this is what currently is. This is what's being proposed. This is I-30. Let me zoom in a bit. Okay. It's a proposed plan. Malcolm X Boulevard. Interesting. Interesting. Next for that, because Malcolm X Boulevard goes over I-30. That's also being redone because there's a whole big I-30 project also coinciding with this because they've tried to fix up all of downtown Dallas, and that's the main goal of these projects. Fix up the freeways because, as you can clearly see, they're kind of aged, maintenance, and it'll probably be a whole lot better if they fix the canyon around here to I-35E, which is west of that. But in my opinion, projects like these are always very useful because lots of damage was done by these freeways, as I reiterated in previous videos, because sometimes it destroys certain neighborhoods because they have to go through, and they used to not even care about it because like I-30 in East Dallas used to bulldoze through neighborhoods, split them in half, and that's why they're trying to bury it, because I think burying it would be a better option for a neighborhood and how everything functions. No, but this project's probably supposed to start in like let me check again because it's been a while. Hold up, it's been a while since I. Oh yeah, okay. As I checked that, because I'm pretty sure it's like around like the late 2020s, like 2028, 2027, around that time, which is when they're actually gonna finish this. Not, they're actually gonna start on this project because it's been a long time coming, and there's been lots of complaint about this freeway because it's very controversial. A freeway like this is very controversial. It's still staying there. People are like that, so it tends to be overlooked and brushed aside as something that should be completely torn apart and turned into a boulevard. But Texas said no. We're gonna. This is kind of like the hybrid alternative because, as it was called back in the 2022 feasibility study, and I think it's going to go pretty great because construction will probably delay lots of things. But I guess when I get more updates, I guess I'll share it. Dallas Tollway project has started construction also. And yeah, this has been another video, and I guess I'll see y'all soon.
What's up? It's your boy Lexiobo, back at it again with a brand new video. Today we're gonna be talking about urban sprawl in Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex and the areas nearby. So I'd like to start off with Loop 9 because it's a very interesting project, and think we should begin by kind of seeing this general overview of what they're trying to do. 'Cause- okay, Loop 9 will provide a direct east to west link from US-67 to I-20. The project will accommodate expanding transportation needs, increase mobility and accessibility in the region, reduce travel times, support economic development, and support economic development opportunities for residents and businesses in the area. So what do you mean by the area? Because if you look at this, where it's supposed to end over here is I-20 east of I-635. And I-20 east of I-635 starts going very rural. So I guess they're probably trying to say, okay, there's lots of area. Can use it to kind of expand the push of the Metroplex more and get it and try to make it better. So it's quite obvious it's targeting east to west because it starts at US 67 ends at I-20. So probably somewhere in Mesquite or something because that's where it kind of looks like from this map. Let's go to about the project. Okay, let's read this. The need for these improvements is to address population growth, transportation demands, system linkages, and connectivity among roadway facilities. Loop 9 will provide a direct east-to-west transportation link from US 67 to I-20, accommodate expanding transportation demands, increase mobility and accessibility in the region, reduce travel times, support economic development opportunities for residents and businesses in the area. Loop 9 is located in the Dallas-Fort Worth metropolitan area north of north central Texas. The majority of Loop 9 lies in southern Dallas County and northern Ellis County, with a small portion in the eastern end of northwestern Kaufman County. The Loop 9 project begins at US 67 near Sutter Hill and extends to I-20 near Seagoville. The proposed right-of-way would include a median that will accommodate the future construction of an ultimate access controlled main lane facility. Construction of an ultimate access controlled main lane facility would be based on projected traffic and funding that will require additional environmental analysis prior to construction. Project history. Let's read this. Um, no, I don't think I should, but it's pretty long. Yes, I do have other things I want to talk about. So basically, you know how those highways near that area are sometimes congested quite a lot. It's just they're kind of trying to make this as an eventual bypass, because like not right now, but eventually it'll probably turn into a very big bypass to bypass traffic from certain areas in that in the project. So but that is one thing I'm talking about. I'd like to talk about other projects because this is kind of a okay. Let's touch upon multiple projects. Kind of see what are they really doing because multiple roads are getting turned into highways, expanded, and now we'll talk about State Loop 288. The project's supposed to go from east of I-35 to US 380. Okay, let's go to the project description. Proposed improvements include reconstructing and widening the State Loop 288 main lanes from 4 to 6 lanes and constructing frontage roads, 2 lanes in each direction. Proposed improvements also include the construction of new U-turn along at Kings Road along State Loop 288, as well as adding main lanes, frontage roads, and grade separated intersections between State Loop 288 and US 380 in Denton County. A 10-foot shared use path will be on the north side of the project, and a 6-foot sidewalk will be added on the south side. The project is approximately 8 miles in length. Okay, now let's look at the project need, so we can see what I'm actually trying to convey in this video. The proposed project is needed to meet future travel demands stemming from projected population growth and traffic volumes. So the reason why Texas are doing all this is because more people are moving to Texas, more population growth, and stuff like that. So what I will say is that it's honestly very interesting to see, but this has kind of been the whole theme of the whole tollways thing. Because most of the tollways were made to expand the metroplex in the first place. For example, $1,000 tollway in Frisco, President George Bush tollway, and when I initially went through the areas like Plano, Grand Prairie was already developed, but I'm just saying, it went through all these areas that weren't as developed, but by the highway being there, the freeway being added there, it did improve the whole state of the cities because more people are gonna be around those areas, and the frontage roads make spaces for businesses. Now back to this. Existing typical section of State Loop 288 consists of two 12-foot travel lanes in each direction with 4-foot inside shoulders and 10-foot outside shoulders. Existing right-of-way is a minimum of 250 feet wide. No existing sidewalk, bicycle, or pedestrian facilities. Existing section US-380 consists of two 12-foot wide travel lanes in each direction with a two-way left turn lane. Existing right-of-way is 150 feet wide. Partial existing sidewalk, bicycle, and pedestrian facilities. Okay, proposed typical section, State Loop 288 and US 380. Widened to 6-lane freeway section, construct 2-lane frontage road in both directions. Addition of a 10-foot shared use pad on both sides. Interchange improvements at Us-67, Bonnie Brae Street, Locust Street, and Sherman Drive. Proposed right-of-way ranges from 350 to 400 feet. And it's supposed to happen in 2028, quite a while from now. Before I go and like maybe look at that, I'm probably gonna yap a bit more, cause the kind of the theme of the recent videos is kind of showing the results of urban sprawl. Cause as you can see, the the US 380 video, I made that because I was talking about US 380 being turned into a freeway. Why is it being turned into a freeway? Population growth, urban sprawl. They're trying to expand the metroplex more out east to west in these areas, and that's quite literally that's quite literally what they're doing to make these communities become more urban and more populated. Now, try to look at one of these because before we segue off to another project, because this video is gonna be a little long. So as you can see, they're obviously building, and they're obviously trying to turn it into a freeway, because it really isn't a. It's kind of like how US 380. It's kind of like how some of these highways sometimes go over things, but they're not really freeways. It's been turned into a freeway, and that's kind of like how it will look like. And even have signposts. Interstate 35, Denton, Oklahoma City, exit 1 mile. Interesting. 'Cause that's kind of where the offset's from. And yeah, I've talked about it a bit, and I think I might switch to the Tollway because I have some more news on that. So, the Arsenal Tollway is getting an extension. Yes, it's been like close to a year since I made the initial DOS not Tollway video. I say this is one of the things I want to talk about because I'm trying to see, because this kind of shows urban sprawl once again at work. Now, I'll read this. Just a week before 2024, the North Texas Tollway Authority agreed unanimously to extend the Dallas North Tollway 6 miles through Prosper and Salina. It will also extend the tollway from US 380 to FM 428 by adding 3 lanes in each direction. Okay, and that's kind of what it's saying, but I'm trying to see some. Hold up. According to the isn't it NTTA? It should be NTTA, but hey, it's looking to expand roads to in other areas. A specific area of interest is expansion of the Acres and Trail Parkway, connecting Fort Worth to Johnson County. The city of Cleveland will specifically see the expansion of that roadway as well. Um, I might skip over just as I see. Okay, construction is scheduled to begin spring 2024. The 6 mile expansion is planned to open to traffic by the end of 2027, weather permitting. So yeah, as you know in the Das North Tollway video, we kind of reviewed the area in which the tollway turns into post US 380. Now I guess we can finally say goodbye to some of the inconsistencies we're seeing. I think I'll segue here again because this is exactly the condition they left it off of after the extension over US 380. And now a year later they're planning on getting more done. Yes, but this is Dallas Parkway, and I might go off for a bit because I'm not trying to waste too much time because I have been talking for quite a bit. And this is at First Street. No, this is just something Google Maps is doing. But yeah, construction is scheduled to start in spring. Am I excited about that? Yes, because that's pretty good. But it'll also bring growth to the areas of Prosper and Salina, Texas, because now they have like a freeway around those areas. And it'll do the same thing it did to Frisco. Frisco is now very good because the Dallas North Tollway went through there. So I guess we could really say the same for Prosper and Selena after this extension is done. Since it'll take like 3 years, it's gonna be very interesting to see pan out. Let me go to FM 428 real quick. That's Guard Parkway, West Outerloo. Yeah, this is kind of where this is where the project's supposed to end. It's gonna kind of mellow down in these areas, as you can clearly see. The median's gonna mellow down, and I'm pretty sure that will be modified post the project. But my final thoughts on all of this is, while urban sprawl is good, it might actually be bad at the same time, because everything has its ups and downs, and that's just one of it. One of the things that has ups and downs. So I would encourage y'all to stay informed of all these things happening in the Metroplex, because with highway expansions, people come onto the highways, making it thinking it's better. It is better, but that causes more traffic, and it goes on and on and on until you know what hold up still happens. So traffic will be traffic. But I do appreciate the fact that they're trying to make sidewalks with these things now, because back then they would care less about pedestrians when these initial highways are made. So I guess that's good that they're trying to fix that up. At least give it a sidewalk. Can help pedestrians a bit. So after this pretty long video, a very long yap session about me just talking about freeways, um, once again it's been me, Lexi. I'm here again, and I'm pretty sure I'll see y'all next week, hopefully.
Today we're here to talk about Irving, a place that's been under lots of construction in the past recent years, and talk about the projects that have had an impact on this. Today we're going to talk about the projects that have been done so far and the ones that have been just completed. There'll be a second part for the next, for the future batch of projects about this. So first off, I would like to start by saying major highways that go through this area, which are State Highway 114, uh, State Highway 183, and Loop 12. All those ones we're going to talk about today. There's also I-20 and 360, but we're not talking about those in this video. But first of all, it's been a place that's been under lots of construction because when it was first built, its configuration wasn't that big, and it caused lots of traffic, as you know, because Irving connects to the DFW airport, and through the roadways featured that go through the area, and getting there becomes somewhat of a chore whenever there's not enough capacity on these freeways in the area. So they started construction in the area, and at first, projects weren't really that major. They improved some of Tx-114 to kind of make space for express lanes for a future project. They also improved other things here and there, but there was never really any substantial impact until the Midtown Express project in 2018. So for the Midtown Express project, it was working on, it turned State Highway 183 from a non-express lane a freeway to one that was included in the express lane system. It has one express lane in each direction, along with 3 lanes in each direction now due to the construction, which started in 2013 and finished in 2018. They also added one express lane in each direction to Texas 114, but they kept everything else the same. They also added a bit to Loop 12 here and there, and we're trying to work on that too to make it coordinate with the LBJ Express project, because they're trying to connect that portion also there, so you can connect, so you can have a link from the I-35E express lanes to Loop 12 to 114 express lanes and the State Highway 183 express lanes. This project was an interim project, and it really wasn't meant to be permanent. Because most construction nowadays is done in phases. You kind of see this all over, and we'll kind of talk about it more. The I-35E project that goes on that go from north of 635 was a phased project. The first phase finished construction, I'm pretty sure, around the same time in 2018. The second phase started construction in 2022 and is still currently under construction. Nowadays, construction is done in phases, and that's kind of the truth. That's kind of the painful truth, because one project just got finished, but they have to start on the next part in a few years, leaving most drivers confused as to why. But I guess it's just a split funding, and to make sure that they don't go into heavy debt because they try to complete the whole thing at once. But now that we've kind of talked and touched up on the history of these freeways, because they're very important to the area and they all connect to different various places. 183 goes to kind of like the heart of Irving. It connects with 121, which is also currently under construction. That portion. And 114 also connects with 121, but at the DFW airport area. And Loop 12 just goes, Loop 12 connects to Spur 403, which can in turn connects to I-20. We're not going to talk about that. It's time to talk about the main thing. The Irving interchange, that's what we're here for. The Diamond interchange. This interchange has been a bottleneck for a while. While the Midtown Express project somewhat fixed it up a bit and added a few express lanes, remember, it was an interim project. It was never meant to be permanent. Which is why in 2020, just 2 years after construction finished, or like late 2020, construction once again picked up in this area to expand the interchange and to actually make it a whole lot better than it actually had been. Which also involved improvements to Loop 12, Tx-114, and State Highway 183, and also Spur 482, which also goes through this to form the diamond of this interchange. Because look at the map; it's a very complex shape. But this project added continuous running to the area. They also added also gave Spur 482 a bridge over 114, and also reconstructed parts of Loop 12 from like Union Bower all the way to I can't say that one road. I think I'll have it up here. But yeah, the improvements were massive, and the main part about this is that the construction process was very speedy. It was actually very quick, and it didn't take as much time as intended. Because everyone knows certain projects take too long, and certain projects don't take too long. This was one of the projects that were actually done super quick, and it was pretty much already open in May 2024. Which is very quick considering the state of projects we are currently in and how long they usually take nowadays, because construction is very drawn out. And since construction is very drawn out, that causes lots of problems in the area because drivers are expecting things to get done, but they don't ever actually get done soon enough to meet their expectations. But this project was very fast. Weber did a very good effort. They improved the interchange massively. They finally finalized Tx-114 around the Texas Plaza area. And while this project is meant to improve the area massively, it's improve the interchange that's been a bottleneck for drivers for years and make it way better and way more accessible by making new bridges for 114, expanding the bridge 183, and actually bringing improvements to Loop 12 instead of making it just be on standby. Because as you can know, in the Midtown Express project, they just added express lanes to it and they didn't really do much else. But here, a bit actually happened, and they also improved some intersections for it. It's gonna bring it closer to its ultimate configuration, but it's not close, and it's not anywhere near its ultimate configuration yet, because and that's for another video. But as this one's drawing to a close, I'll say it was a very good project. It was very needed because this place is heavily congested if you've ever driven through it, and I'm pretty sure it's got it's done, but I'm just here to say construction isn't over yet. There's at least 3 more projects to work on in this area, and each freeway will be upgraded to the final configuration soon. I know this is a pretty short video, it's not that long, and I'll try to gather my research and make part 2 happen as quickly as possible. And then the next few videos are going to be about forming. We're going to talk a bit about I-30 and I guess my frustration with that. And I'll see y'all soon. Previously made when creating freeways around in the area. And I'm here in this video to explain why. So for starters, the Sun Gateway project is a project that's along the freeways of I-35E and Us-67 south of downtown Dallas. It starts on I-35E south of I-30 and goes all the way to Overton, I think Overton Road. And on US-67, it goes all the way from its interchange with I-35E to I-20. And I think that while they made vast improvements, they made these improvements to kind of try to fix some of the mistakes they made, because this project, like most of them, isn't just about the freeway expansion. It's about just reuniting the community, trying to actually make it work, and not trying to overdo it. Because in places like these, you don't need continuous frontage roads. You don't need to have big ramps and everything, because this project was more focused on actually trying not to tear down the neighborhood more than they already had whenever they originally built I-35E in these areas. So they decided to build a deck park, which will probably be close to how Clyde Warren Park looks, and they will be kind of identical. This one's supposed to look from it's supposed to be close to Dow Zoo, and it's supposed to have like 2 phases. Phase 1, they already got the deck up, but they're building it currently, because even though free construction stopped in 2022, they have to start on the deck park, which they built the foundation for, but they're still trying to work on that, and that won't be finished until like 2026. But I'll get back to that later, but for now I think I'll talk about the improvements it made to the freeway. For starters, I-35E got 5 lanes in each direction and 2 reversible manage lanes. So basically, reversible manage lanes are basically like HOV lanes that run both ways, that can be used for both directions but at different times, and they're free, which is what they did with this project. Express lanes, they're all free, they're not paid for. There's actually extra lane usage. And for US-67, they got expanded to 3 lanes each direction with one reversible HOV lane, and mostly continuous frontage road on US-67, because it didn't really cause too many problems with I-35 either, with the parts it goes through leading up to its interchange to I-20. But the whole thing about this project is that it was meant to improve the area as a whole. It was meant to fix traffic conditions, because in this area, traffic was very difficult. I did drive through there. I did see the area multiple times when it was under construction, and it was very, very harsh, but they were actually very efficient, very quick with their work. They finished it in 4 years, opened it in like late 2022, started in 2018, and they did what they had to do to get the project done. Because whenever you actually, It shows how much they got done with this project because they were actually trying to get it done trying to prove a point, but they're not improve anything until they open the deck part. I'm not saying this in a bad way, I'm just saying this in a it's the next thing that they're working on they have to do. Now I have to get on to probably the main reason why I made this video. Did it actually work? Did it actually clear up traffic? Is this another one of Texas projects to just invite more urban sprawl into the area and hurt it? Well, I'm here in September, so I guess 2022, 2 years after the last time I probably even mentioned this project in the History of Interstate video. But I'm here saying it's pretty much better. Traffic has gotten better because with the reversible measurements actually being free and not being paid for, it's basically 2 lanes of free traffic to go to, and also with the 5 lanes in each direction. It helps a lot. There might not be a continuous road road, but that's okay because the area they're going through doesn't need to have a continuous road road because not everyone needs continuous road road to function well. And sometimes continuous road road can be detrimental and harmful to that area. And not every project needs to have one. Sometimes it can be discontinuous. Well, I'm pretty sure project work, you can go over there, you see traffic is way more clear. Backups happen every now and then, but it's way clear, it's way more clear. You can drive on there way more quickly. Because I know the first time seeing that place after the project was completed in November 2022, it was Zoom. It was like Zoom. It was so quick. Because you know how at first when projects get completed, it's super quick to drive through. It felt like that, and it was a very good experience to go on the freeway. The Us-67 part, but I digress. So kind of the premise of most of these projects is to improve the area, improve South Dallas, Down Dallas, improve the Metroplex as a whole. Because Metroplex is growing, it's still growing, but some places have been neglected more than others. And I think I'll try to stretch this video, make it 10 minutes long because I don't have much more to talk about because because my other videos kind of have more to talk about. But what I will say, this was kind of needed because these sections of the freeway were built a long time ago. It kind of split the neighborhood. It's kind of a bad thing. It's kind of like a bad habit because we kind of did the same thing with East Dallas I-35E, east of I-35E. It's like a bad habit, but it looks like the trend to actually fix it with these projects. And eventually, down the line, maybe in 2030, maybe things will go back to normal. Maybe things will be a whole lot better. But for now, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Because there's still lots of projects they have to do to even think of fixing some damage they've done to this area. It takes a while to plan that, it takes a while to develop that, it takes a while to get someone to build it, and it takes years to actually get to building. But I'm pretty confident that some work will get done. I don't think all the damage will be fixed, but some of the damage will be fixed, and that's what I'm kind of sure. So yeah, this project, I haven't actually talked about it in a single video. I haven't talked about it for its own video, even though I've kind of kept it a bit in my video since 2022. Now my voice starts to seem worse. We wrapped the last few minutes of the video talking about the US-67 part of it. So the US-67 part is actually more complicated than you think. I did forget that there was a portion south of I-20
that they actually redid 2 3 lanes while they're also working on the main Sun Gateway project. It was kind of like phase 2B or something. I don't know. No, but in all honesty, south of I-20, they expanded Us-67 to 3 lanes each direction, continuous road, U-turn lanes on some of the bridges, and while it wasn't a full depth reconstruction, like the other part, it was to alleviate traffic on this freeway because it's a route that people that come from downtown Dallas go to Pleasant Hill, parts of South Dallas, parts of other places too, because it's a very important freeway. So they upgraded it to 3 lanes, and more work will be done in that area because eventually they're pretty sure they're probably gonna upgrade the I-20 interchanges because I-20's construction is coming, and I'll cover that in the future video. Probably like the video after next one, we will cover I-20, but for now, I'll be covering Us-67 and I-35E. Final verdict: the project worked, but like every other project, it has its inconsistencies. No project is really perfect, but this one is one of the best, and I think it was very good. Next video, I'll talk about the urban interchanges project and how well that impacted, how quick that was done, because it was actually the quickest project I've ever seen. See you.